are recording. Good morning, good afternoon, and good day to you folks. Welcome to Getting It Together Summit 2.0. I want to do a special shout out to Kohila Sivas, our success and math coach, for giving us the opportunity. My name is Kavita Bamri, and I have my colleague, Dr. Joevanne Estrada, with me. We are here to talk to you about college applications 101. And you'll have a wonderful time here and get some good information on what it is that you need to be aware of when you're starting your college journey, right from the key decisions to the key things that you need to understand. And as a student, as well as a parent and as a family, what do you need to know before you begin your journey for college applications? Okay, so give me a quick second as we're sharing our screen and our content to you. And welcome again.
Yeah.
As I said, my name is Kavita Bamri, and I have my colleague here, Dr. Joevanne Estrada, who's here today with me as well. And Dr. Estrada, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear, Miss Bombry.
Perfect. Welcome, welcome. I just wanted to give you a quick minute, Dr. Estrada, to introduce yourself
Absolutely.
and tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Absolutely. Again, my name is Dr. Estrada, and I'm here in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I'm currently residing and continuing my work in higher education. I have over 15 years in experience in higher education in a realm um, of a variety of things that I'm able to do within the higher education spectrum, from athletics to admissions and student support services. So I'm a career coach and a consultant. I do have some things that I do full time currently at a community college working with a specific population, a Latino population, in regards to recruiting those students. So again, I give you a wide variety of experience and knowledge. So I'm excited for everyone that's on, no matter where you are.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, Siobhan, Dr. Estrada and I have something in common. We are working moms. We are both women who are striving to achieve our dream in higher education, in student affairs, and also making sure that our students are well representative in a higher education college, university setting area. My name is Kavita Bamri. I am also in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I have 10 years experience in admissions, residence life, and student support services. I'm originally from Mumbai, India, and I came here to the US in 2003 to pursue my MBA in finance. Also have my degrees in human resource management, as well as teaching English as a second language. There's a lot of experience and a lot of information between the both of us, and you see we have 25 plus years of experience and still growing and still counting between the both of us as well. So now that we have our introductions out of the order, we wanted to take a quick second and acknowledge some online learning challenges that we are currently facing due to the pandemic, COVID-19. We have a new format of learning. Our content has changed to online, hybrid. The screen is now become our classroom board where the content is taught and students are expected to participate in. And that can be a little challenging because not everybody's forte is at learning through that online medium, online instruction. There are some technology issues that we are looking at depending where you may be. Either it's the internet connection, if there are too many people on the same call, or in the area where you are, where accessibility for technology could be an issue as well. Also looking at some issues here for students. As we work with students, we both are high school, recruit high school students as well. And something that we have noticed is, well, focus and the discipline. A mindset is also a challenge for our students because it's online. not knowing when to show up, not knowing when to be committed and be determined to your career, to your aspirations, to your dreams, to your family's dreams. That's also becoming a little challenge for our students. And also from the other hand, we also talk to parents, and we try to understand what is going on there, so we in our roles as consultants as well as career coaches and recruiters can make sure that our parents, our guardians, are feeling supported as well. So there's an unknown that the parents are facing as well. And that leads to a lot of frustration. It leads to a lot of emotions into the unknown, um, and not knowing where to begin. And when I was speaking to Kohila, she was the organizer of this summit. She wanted to know what are the options that are available for students who are maybe still in high school, or are currently in college but are facing a little challenge on moving forward in their career path. So um, Dr. Estrada is going to talk a little bit about what some of the challenges are when we're applying to colleges at this point. And then we're going to go into a flow of what are some of the strategies that you could keep in mind as you're going through this application process during a pandemic.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Bonbury. So, applying to colleges in terms of the challenges, there could be many. And I want everyone to know and that Ms. Bonbury and myself are very aware that everything is a case by case basis. Everyone's situation or challenge or barrier is different than each other. But sometimes there are some things that there are some commonalities within those challenges. Right now, some of those challenges are standardized testing. Some of those standardized testing, such as your SAT and your ACT, have taken a pause on offering those tests to students in high schools, leaving them testless, leaving them without having that last piece of criteria that they need in order to apply to that dream college. So, in terms of standardized testing, I know that they are reopening some areas, redoing, re-imaging some things for it to be online. So, I think that as a student, you have to, let's go back to that mindset. You have to have an even more focused and disciplined mindset. They're offering the testing, but to not as many people. They are shortening in terms of how many people can be in a space and are spreading students out. So they're re-gearing in that instance, but in the case that you miss that standardized test, I think that you have to find another strategy as to, and we could talk about it a little bit later, which we will. You have to think about another strategy that will help you be that ideal student, that will help you go to that college who you are as a student on paper. And a lot of the times, well, right now, colleges and universities are recognizing that a standardized test doesn't determine who you are truly as a student. So they are taking a heavier look at your transcript and the things you were involved in as a student. Athletics, and applying to colleges, athletics can be a challenge. Those students that are athletes right now that have been recruited, or are being recruited or have not been recruited, are worrying, are they going to be able to even play a sport at their prospective college? As you can see, that some conferences have opened up sport play and some have stopped sport play. I think it's very important that if you believe that you are going to be a key factor on someone's team, continue to work out, continue to send film to those prospective colleges that have been recruiting you or have not recruited you. This is an opportunity for you to show that you do have a work ethic, even though a pandemic is currently happening. So right now, stay in contact with those coaches is really all that you can do, and just put some imagery behind in terms of social media. Use social media to showcase your talents athletically. Scholarships can be a challenge right now as well. Being that the pandemic has hit, it has also shortened dollars across the board regard to scholarships being offered to students. So that can be a challenge. However, there has been an open opportunity, especially with the CARES Act, where money has been allocated to colleges and universities throughout all the 50 states. And there is money there. Money may not come monetarily in a form of a check or in your hand, but it can come in a form of a laptop. It can come in a form of books. It can come in the form of supplying you with the things that you need for your dorm room. So don't think of scholarship dollars just only paying for your tuition, but those other things that you need to survive in the collegiate environment. And then choosing a major. That is also and will it's continuing to be a challenge. You have to continue to think about the career first. You have to really think about what is your career trajectory, what is it that you want to do, before choosing that major. That is also another challenge. And then you can always ask yourself, a lot of students and a lot of parents are wondering, are we missing any opportunities? Are we missing opportunities that are out there? So our main recommendation will always and continue to be between Ms. Bombry and myself as we consult parents and students is that you have to continuously have a strong, focal, and disciplined mindset and look at, even though this is a negative, look at the opportunity within the negative right now.
And Dr. Estrada, you are so much on the money. You've given me a great segue into developing that mindset. We understand as our behaviors are driving force to what we do, and it begins with our minds. If we get up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a great day, chances are bright, with that positive outlook, you are going to have a bright day and a great day, and you're going to make it a great day because you have developed that mindset. When we develop and talk to our high school students and parents, and developing a mindset, I think is categorized is as purpose, what is the attitude and the behavior, and then the focus. I think those two elements are very important in guiding and developing the mindset. So we want to always start asking our student, what is your inspiration for learning? Are you doing it for yourself? Are you doing it for your parents? Are you doing it because you have the determination and the drive? Or are you doing it because my mom or dad told me or my career counselor told me? Figure out what your purpose is. Chances are bright, and this is research that we're talking about here. If the purpose is coming from the student, chances are bright that the success rate is going to be higher. Okay. And I think we all know this from as we've grown through our ages, from our high school teens to our adult years. If I am willing to do it, I am going to make it happen. So those I am statements of what's the inspiration for learning? Do I want to be an educated citizen of this country and contribute to my community? That is what we're looking for. So inspiration for learning, number one, purpose. If you have a high school student, there's no, at your dinner conversation, ask the high schooler, ask the student, hey, why do you want to go to college? What are you going to do? Just some open-ended questions that gives the new adult that we have in the family an opportunity to grow and develop some inspiration for learning for themselves. Okay. Our step number two is purposeful learning attitude. In order to be successful in learning, you will have to have the right attitude and the right behavior. Okay. And Dr. Estrada and I always do an activity with our students, and that activity is called Letter to Your Future Self. Okay. And that letter to your future self is a letter, but it's probably sometimes we stretch it to 4 years later. So your future self as a college graduate, or it could be as the end of the freshman year or at the end of the sophomore year. What do you want that future self to accomplish? So taking that time to understand, what is my inspiration for learning? Why do I want to go to college? And then writing that down in that activity letter, say, hey, dear future self, hopefully while you're reading this letter, you have completed the first year of your college successfully. I am so proud of you. Now that we have begun this journey in the college, I want you to keep the momentum going and look how far we have gone. you know? So it is a little intentional, it is a little motivational, and of course, it affects your attitude and it affects your behavior. Reading something positive, reading something good always affects the mindset, and it gets your inspiration for learning back up and running. Another thing that goes hand in hand with our mindset is focus. You know, we are in this new online world where we have our home is our new school, our bedroom may be our new classroom, you know, and we may have distractions, such as siblings or other family members who are also working on the same time that you, maybe the high schooler is going at school. Um, but our focus needs to be on high school. Our focus needs to be on education and creating that environment for success. And Dr. Estrada and I, where we work, we always have things to do, but we challenge ourselves to get inspired and motivated and not call those things a to do list. Think about it. If you call it a success list, one, you're setting yourself up for success, right? That's all what we've been talking about, your attitude, your behavior, inspiration for learning. So if you call it a success list, you know it's going to be successful because you're calling it the successful list, you know? And then you put down things that you have to do on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. You know, we both have projects that are due. We both have that we have to do presentations. We are working moms. So we have family things and obligations that we have to do. We are also very involved in our community. And as a high schooler, those are the things that a college admissions counselor is also looking for. You have a pandemic going on. What is your mindset? What have you been doing? What's going on with you? We all know things are a little haywired, things are very negative, but how have you used it to be a positive for you? And we've talked about this to our high schoolers, saying, you know, maybe take up a class online, brush up on your Excel skills, brush up on your typing skills, you know. If the counselor or the admissions person, future employer sees that, hey, they just weren't sitting in their room, but they did something constructive with their time and added a skill to themselves, chances are bright you're going to move ahead in your life. You're going to get hired. You're going to get into that college of your dreams. Okay. So that success list is very, very important. There's also an important thing that we both do, a power hour, you know, and that's at the beginning of the year, of the week. So that's usually a Monday. And then there is the end of the power hour, which is a Friday. So there is a power hour. What are the things that I have to accomplish for the week? So you kind of get your mind ready. Okay. And on Friday, you kind of sit back and say, hey, this is my fun Friday. What things that I had planned for the week, what things did I get accomplished? So you have Motivation Monday, and then you have Feedback Friday. You know, so Feedback Friday is more towards what were the tasks that were assigned to me, what was my homework to be done, what was my to do for my success list to do today, whether it was writing that college essay application or focusing on what are the scholarship opportunities available for me. Those are some of the things. And then you have a whole week. You never want to do anything at one stretch of time. Always better to have short breaks in between. So chances are bright you're going to be more successful at completing that path, at that task. Okay. There are some apps out there as well that help you be accountable. We all know we have accountability apps for weight loss, for eating, for exercising, for walking. There are also some accountability apps available out there that help you to stay on task as well. All right. So, just to kind of quick recap on developing that mindset, your purpose, attitude, behavior, and your focus. Key important things to develop your mindset in the right head, in the right mind, as we focus on college applications and careers and life after college and towards the building a career as well. All right, Dr. Estrada, passing it on to you.
Absolutely perfect segue, Miss Bombry, into what we need to talk about with regard to a path. Okay, so as you're building your mindset, as you're strengthening your mindset, because you already have a mindset and you have to build that positive mindset, you have to think about, and I mentioned this in the previous slide, in terms of think of your career first, and then you're able to build out the type of education that it is that you're going to need in order to get to that career. Okay, so let's just begin hypothetically, you're in high school or you acquired your GED. You have to think about, am I going to begin at a community college? What can a community college do for me? I know that a community college right now, and a lot of the times has had a not even a negative connotation, but has been looked at as a place that is not a starting point, and it is. Community colleges are there to help you get to where you need to be, whether it's you want to have a 2 year associate's degree and go straight into the workforce, because that is a community college's focus, or if you want to get some classes under your belt. Maybe you can't afford a full 4 years of tuition at a university at that dream school you want to go to. You could go to a community college for the fraction of the cost, get the same level of it, get the same level of education, and then transfer those credits over to that dream school. A lot of students are doing it that way, and we're seeing that as a more that's it's becoming a more popular option with students, especially since parents are seeing the gain that they will get with regard to dollars. But again, even though you're gaining in dollars, you're never going to lose on the education side. A lot of these teachers come from come from teaching at those universities as well. So I know I kind of got off track a little bit, but I just wanted you to know a little bit of the background as to why a community college can be a great option. So you see the applied science degree leading to the workforce at the very bottom, and then you see the transfer degrees at the very top that leads to that bachelor's. If you do decide to go to the workforce, that's exactly what you do. You go straight into the workforce. If you believe that, hey, I've gone into the workforce, got some experience, and I do want to get a bachelor's eventually, then you already have a very a strong foundation educationally, and then you can apply to that college. So transferring those transfer degrees, then you go into the college and the university of your choice, which leads to a professional or a master's degree. A professional degree being, um, um, give me 1 second, a professional
Yeah, you know,
your master's degree, your doctorate degree, those types of things. Your master's degree at the very bottom can be a master's in education, or
hmm
then your a master's in business administration, which what Miss Bombry and myself actually have. Um,
hmm
but then you look into those research and those fields of study. That is when you get into your PhD. That is when you get into those fields. So you have to really understand your trajectory. I think this is a great image, a great graph as to it shows you how you navigate and what leads to what. So definitely if you can take a quick snapshot of this, pause the screen right now and use this as your guiding map to help you think about I have my career in mind. I have to think about the education that's going to have to go along with it.
hmm And also a quick secret, which not for your colleges or universities, including Ivy Leagues, will not tell you. Majority of them have tie-ups with community colleges. So here's my play, and stay with me. Rather than starting as a first-year student and accumulating XXXXX amount of dollars is your financial debt, even if you get scholarships, if you're smart about your education, you can head to a community college, get your college credit taken care of, get in a scholarship, and then transfer out as a rising junior, senior to your Ivy League, to your community college, to your four-year colleges as well. A majority of our community colleges do have articulation agreements with four-year universities that allow students to get into the UNC Chapel Hills, the Ivy Leagues, the Princeton universities, the Brown University, as well as other HBCU universities, the App State University as well. All right. So I just wanted to give you a small little piece of nugget to get you thinking about that too. Thank you so much, Dr. Estrada. So let's talk a little bit about strategies to apply for college. And these are from our personal experiences in that advising students role, in our recruiting role, in our college consultant role. Um, for juniors, if you are a junior, currently a junior in high school, check if your state where you are living has a career college promise dual enrollment program. Okay. Check if it is available to you for free. This is an opportunity for you to take college level courses while you're in high school. I'm not talking about your advanced placement AP classes. I'm talking about a dual enrollment program that you can take and get some college level courses under your belt while still you're in high school. Okay. We know we are in a different world right now. As a junior, your first step should be start investigating on colleges. Almost every college of your dream should be having a virtual college tour option. If it does not, maybe it speaks something about the college. Okay, so give that a look. College visits are very, very important. They're critical. They're going to give you a student perspective as well as going to show you what are the resources, right from the tutoring to the lab to as a first year student, as a first generation student, or as an international student, whatever student type you are, what is this help and support available to you? Okay, that is the importance of a college tour. A virtual college tour will give you that experience. Secondly, Dr. Estrada talked about this, your major decision, because this affects financial aid. So when you get that opportunity to fill out your FAFSA, and then you're asked, where do you want to go? What college do you want to go? Put in that code. The following question, I think, is also, what do you want to study? What program do you want to study? 9 out of 10 times, we're always telling our students, do not put undecided. Okay, because financial aid is going to look at, federal government is looking at you as what is the income documents that are submitted and where is the student going to go to college and what do they want to study. That's the key determination on how FAFSA, financial aid, is granted to the student. So for example, if you're going to Princeton University and you say I'm undecided, I'm not sure if financial aid is going to give you any money because we don't know what program you're going to study. How much does it cost? We don't know all that information. Okay. So, in case you're wondering, the major decision, code of play on words, major, what are you going to study? I've, at this point, there's a career coach website, all right, where you can discover your majors that are in demand with the careers and the education that's based on your interest. There's an opportunity for you to take an assessment test, all right, for career suggestions. You can either take a 10 question assessment or a 60 question assessment, and it's going to ask you questions such as, do you like working with numbers? Do you like working with people? Do you like working on your own? Are you creative at solving problems? Based on the questions that how you answer, it is going to spit out top 5 careers for you and programs for you. You then have the control on, hey, I think I am good at numbers. Hey, I think I like working as a business person. I do like creating things, and then you can look at what are the job opportunities, what is the pay scale, and other information on there too. Okay. You can also browse careers, as I said before, for salary and what are the employment opportunities. Maybe you want to move after you graduate. You don't want to stay in that home state anymore. You want to go somewhere else. You want to explore life on your own. You want to travel. And work sometimes gives us that opportunity to travel as well as explore other areas around. Um, and that's a little bit of strategies if you're a junior in high school. Dr. Estrada is going to talk to you a little bit about if you're a senior in high school, what are your strategies going to be?
And very quickly, I want to just quickly say there was a very important piece that Ms. Bombry spoke about, and that's looking at your dual enrollment programs.
Mhm.
Really look at those. That can really help a variety of students. Again, we don't know what students we're speaking to right now. We're probably speaking to a variety of students. If you're an international student, student that just came here, a student that's been here for a couple of years, and you may not have full citizenship yet. You can use the dual enrollment program to pay for some of those courses now to help you from a monetary standpoint. That is a plus for you. And we like to put a lot of those things out there, just like Ms. Bonbury gave you a brief bit about her background, diverse minority background, so we understand and we work with those students that didn't even know that these opportunities were available to them. Parents, again, that is a great way to help you save some money. Very, very great way.
Absolutely.
So into the part for the seniors as to what you need to do from a senior standpoint, a great word that Miss Bonbury used was control. You have all of the control. Don't look at what your friends are doing in terms of, oh, they're going to this school and they're going to get a scholarship in this. You need to really focus on your passion and your path. Still be friends, but your paths are different. So, application and statement of purpose, seniors, that is a huge deal. You cannot write in text mode. You have to write like you're
That's
writing it
true.
in paper, okay? Cannot write in mode. I know that sometimes it's easier to write BC instead of because. We
Mhm.
understand, but you gotta really make sure that in your application that your statement of purpose really shines through. This is about you. You have control on this piece. It's not a right or wrong answer. That is the beautiful part of when
Mhm.
they ask you on your application, what's the statement, your statement of purpose. It could be I know that that can be a very intimidating thing to ask anyone, but when you think about, wow, I know myself, I know me the best, this is where you have control. Speak about those goals and those dreams and aspirations. Truly think about it. Shoot for the moon. Don't dilute yourself. Don't dilute those dreams. Don't shave them down or readjust them because someone else says that they aren't true or that you can't do it. Really, really shoot for the stars here. And then talk about how COVID has impacted your life. It could have impacted your life positively. It
Mhm.
maybe could have given you more time to truly focus on your studies. It may have allowed you to realize some things about you as a student that, wow, I really do enjoy science. I hated it, but I really do enjoy science. There are so many things, so many ways that COVID has impacted our lives. I know that again, it's not a great thing, but there could be some positive aspects to it. But also talk about those negative challenges and those barriers, and then don't only just talk about those, talk about how you got over those challenges or what you're doing to get over those challenges, okay? Or how you're working to work through and with those challenges. And then speak about your service learning experiences, meaning how are you being of service to your community? What are you doing to help um, develop other people within your community? How are you giving back? Talk about those things. It could be very small. It could be, I read to the kids in my neighborhood because I'm the only high school student on the street, and everyone else, all the kids in the last 5 houses are 3 years old to 6 years old. And I go and I have a reading day with them in the cul-de-sac, 6 feet away, and I read to the students. Or I help students with math. It doesn't have to be this grand thing that you do. It could be very small, and a lot of those small service learning projects are meaningful. Okay. Lastly, financial aid and scholarships. Um, Definitely, when it comes to financial aid, get on the ball, get on it as soon as possible. The best way someone has ever described to me how financial aid money gets used up so quickly is that apply as early as possible, because it's this big pot of money, and the more you wait, the smaller that pot of money becomes. Okay, so apply for financial aid, even if you feel that your parents you may hear like, oh well, I make the same salary as my coworkers, and they say we make too much. You just never know. There are ways that you can um, claim that students, if you have to claim yourself, make sure that you are asking that financial aid counselor, let them know your background. They have to know your business from a money perspective, as to so that way they can better assist you in completing that application, and so that application can go through and that you are granted some assistance.
Absolutely. Dr. Estrada brings up so many good points in her strategies to apply for colleges for seniors. And it goes back to that mindset, the purpose, the focus that we talked about in our earlier slide as well. We've had a great time sharing so much information with you. I know you may have some questions, and we wanted to give you an opportunity to ask those questions. You can contact us for a one-on-one strategy call in two ways. You could either scan the QR code and submit the form. If you have an iPhone, you can open up your camera and hover up the camera onto the QR code and fill out the Google form that comes out and submit it. Or if you have an Android phone, you can also download the QR scanner app and follow the same instructions. Otherwise, you can also email us. I've put down our email addresses here, and we'll be happy to hear from you on how did you like the session, how did you enjoy the session, and what you may need from us as you move down into the college, as you continue your path and your journey, or you start your journey on the College Applications 101. I do want to give a very quick shout out to the Getting It Together Summit 2.0. Again, thank you so much for that opportunity to bring us to you and to Kohila Siwas and her team. She's a great person and has done so much work with students as well and parents. And we want to take a quick second to thank her and her team for bringing us to you today. Dr. Estrada, any concluding remarks from you?
No, thank you so much for looking at us as a valued partner to share some very key information. I think right now we're all leaning on one another to talk to students about what they can do during this challenging time, and to just be a place that students can lean on. Definitely reach out to us if you have any questions. Definitely scan the QR code, and you have the opportunity to let us know anything it is you want to know more about. But thank you so much for that opportunity. And I really enjoyed speaking with you all. And hopefully we'll be speaking with some of you further.
Yeah. Again, we'll just leave you with that little piece of nugget. Make sure you develop your mindset, you find that purpose, you have that focus, attitude, and the right behavior. And trust me, you will go further down new places as well that you never knew you could achieve as well. Dr. Estrada, my fellow partner, I want to thank you so much for your time in sharing those wonderful pieces of nuggets with our folks on the call today. So thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot.
And you.
You mean the world to me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you have any information that you may need, or you have any questions that you may need clarification with, we're here to help you out, because this is what we do. This is what we're committed to. This is what we're passionate about. Okay. So again, Getting It Together Summit 2.0. Thank you so much, folks. And you have a good rest of the day. Thank you, everybody.